Data shows that 9 million of mobile banking customers have already been subjected to mobile money and mobile banking fraud. 1. Maurice Musoti. The Ryan and Maurice alliance, although the duo had been arrested, their seeds had already been spread across the country. In the next episode, we look at how the duo influenced the Mulot Gang. In the vast expanse of their dark empire, Maurice and Ryan held sway over an army of followers, numbering in the hundreds, if not thousands. A legion of students, unwittingly entangled in their nefarious web, fell victim to their devious machinations. Alas, even as the long arm of the law finally caught up with the treacherous duo, their insidious seeds had already taken root, spreading like a poisonous vine across the nation. The tendrils of their malevolence had infiltrated every nook and cranny, leaving a trail of devastation and despair in their wake. Though their physical presence had been apprehended, the seeds they sowed continued to bear bitter fruit. As the dust settled upon their arrest, the true magnitude of their treachery became painfully apparent. The battle against their legacy has just begun, a relentless struggle to uproot the seeds they had sown, to mend the broken lives and shattered dreams. The most infamous of these remnants are the Mulot hackers. These are not as sophisticated as the duo of Ryan and Maurice. Young men and women between 20 and 24 with a little training in business English, tech words to them to make them look savvy, and social engineering skills to manipulate and persuade. In this financial crimes episode, we peel back the layers of deception, exposing the sinister techniques employed by these predators. Mobile money and mobile banking, once symbols of convenience and connectivity, have become fertile grounds for the seeds of fraud to take root. From remote SIM card swaps that grant access to unsuspecting victims' accounts to the audacious manipulation of financial systems, these malefactors leave behind nothing but desolation and the shifting sands of shattered trust. Join me, Jeph Kafka, as we navigate the labyrinth twists and turns, uncovering the dark underbelly of this pervasive crime. Brace yourself for the tales that lie ahead, where the innocent fall prey to the machinations of the wicked. The Mulot Gang are pawns and a more sophisticated mastermind who has contacts with Safaricom employees. The mastermind also has a network for money laundering. The stolen money is withdrawn from agents he has established and proxy accounts he has opened. The mastermind was one Gideon Mark and one Hilary Lagat, alias David Mutai. As you sit back to hear how these two played it out, please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you. In the realm of deception, Gideon Mark and David Mutai reigned as a puppet master, commanding an army of pre-adults willing participants in this sinister game. David Mutai's resume preceded him. He had once orchestrated the scamming of a prominent politician close to 1 million shillings. With a simple script, it was a symphony of manipulation that unfolded. They donned the facade of Safaricom customer service agents, their voice dripping with false sincerity as they randomly dialed unsuspecting Safaricom subscribers. In the tangled web of their deceit, they exploited the vulnerability of trust, weaving a tapestry of psychological manipulation to ensnare their victims. With precision and cunning, the Mulot Gang understood the laws of probability, knowing that for every 10 calls made, at least 3 would succumb to their ruse. Armed with this knowledge, they played upon the human tendencies of trust and curiosity, a calculated dance that relied not on technical exploits, but on the fragile nature of human psyche. Once they had a potential victim on the line, the attackers skillfully wove their web, preying upon their target's unsuspecting nature. With honeyed words, they requested personal details such as ID numbers, dates of birth, and even the sacred M-Pesa pins. Like master manipulators, they tapped into the deepest recesses of the victim's trust, exploiting their vulnerabilities with caller's precision. And then, with a final stroke of wickedness, they whispered the sweetest words a customer care agent would utter, luring their victims into false sense of security. "Thank you for being our trusted customer," they would say, their words dripping with deceit. "Your issue has been resolved. Kindly restart your phone to witness the changes take effect." It is this haunting symphony of deception the Mulot Gang played their part flawlessly. They preyed upon the unsuspecting, capitalizing on the very essence of humanity, trust, vulnerability, and the innate desire for resolution. The echoes of their manipulations reverberated through the lives of their victims, leaving behind shattered trust. Within the moment the victim switches off his phone, the fraudsters will have usually swapped the SIM card, reset the M-Pesa pin, transferred all the money that is contained therein, borrowed more money from loan apps like M-Shwari and Fuliza, and contacted close contacts of the victim with a fake distress call to access more money. On social media, the Mulot Gang had hundreds of profiles pretending to be official Safaricom representatives, sometimes responding to customer requests faster than the company's verified customer care accounts. The fraud accounts copy Safaricom's branding and language to get unsuspecting customers to disclose their personal information, including ID numbers, transaction details, and PINs. On a more sophisticated level, the Mulot Gang will have a marked victim, someone with a large cash flow, someone with a mobile banking platform, someone they will just need to have the mobile phone switched off so that they can swap his SIM card. Gideon Mark and his gang had their mark on 4th January 2022. Ironically, the gang of miscreants targeted an officer of the law, the Kasarani Officer Commanding Police Division, or CPD. The decorated officer was a busy man, and one not known to entertain idle chat and time wastage. So, on the evening of January 4, he received a call from a private number. It was the Mulot Gang calling. He received the call. He thought he would be coming to the rescue of another Kenyan in distress, but he had a lot of nothings. Idle giggling and a lot of motorbike revving in the back room. Annoyed, the officer of the law disconnected the call. Immediately, his phone rang again, the same private number. "Ni nani?" he asked angrily. Again, he heard the juvenile giggling incoherently, so he hung up. Then another call, so he let this one ring all the way. But as soon as it ended, the phone started ringing again. He disconnected the call quickly and put his phone on flight mode. He wanted to catch a breather. But unknown to him, he had fallen right into the trap of Gideon Mark and his Mulot Gang. The plot was to make him switch off his phone or put his phone offline. The SIM was quickly swapped, And in a few short hours, between 9:14 p.m. and 12:06 a.m., the OCPD had lost 597,000 shillings to Gideon Mark and his Mulot Gang. The suspect behind the Mulot Gang was arrested on January 8, 2002 and arraigned at the Milimani Law Court. And once he was arrested, his foot soldiers lacked a leader. Each went his way to try and make a life out of the pieces that they had been left with. Unbeknownst to the unsuspecting Kenyan populace, a malevolent mastermind lurked in the shadows, meticulously plotting and scheming to orchestrate what would go down in infamy as the greatest Fuliza heist in history. Prepare yourself, for in the forthcoming episode, we shall delve into the depths of this audacious operation, where a team of cunning young men dared to challenge the very foundations of financial security. In the next episode of this gripping series, we invite you to witness the audacity of those who dared to challenge the established order, their actions leaving an indelible mark on the annals of Kenya history. As the story unfolds, prepare to be captivated by the sheer audacity and ingenuity of this criminal enterprise as they push the boundaries of what we thought possible and forever alter the landscape of financial security in the nation. Signing out, I am Jeph Kafka.